I was supposed to um, ride all the way to Takasaki and then make a switch to a different line and then go the 4 stations over to Maebashi. And at some point, my I fall asleep and I don't know where I am and I'm wondering if I missed something and I look at my phone to consult whatever app it was supposed to tell me, and it actually told me there was a way to get back home faster. And since it was like 10:30 at night, I was sleepy, I was tired, it was Tokyo, it was a long day. I thought I would go ahead, even though I'm bad with trains, I would switch what I was originally doing, what I had done before, and I was going to do this new route. And I end up getting kind of stuck at this station that I am not familiar with, but that apparently has a connection to Maebashi. And I had to it's one of those things where you see people getting off the train, rushing across the platform onto the other train, where you're like, how did they know how to do that? That was always me wondering, how did they do that? And I was in that situation where that was the train I needed to be on. But wait, was it? I looked up at the board that says, "Oh, this is the train going here." And it's got like 3 seconds before it closes. But that's I'm pretty sure supposed to be the last train. And I'm like so confused and I'm like, "Okay, at the very least I can just stay where I am, figure something else out. Worst case scenario, I take a train or I take a taxi from here because I know I'm close." I'm like, I think I ended up on one of those 4 stations and I ended up getting off at one of those instead of just taking it all the way to Maebashi. Who knows why? But so I let that train go. And then I'm looking up and it's telling me the next train is not like there's nothing coming up showing what's going to happen next at that platform. Nothing. Nothing, which tells me it's the last train, right? And this is when like all of the culture shock comes up and I start thinking about all of the sucky things about being an ALT in Japan. My teachers don't even meet me halfway when I'm making it easy for them at the elementary school and planning everything out and translating it into Japanese and meeting with them, all 16 of them, every single week. Okay. And I'm like, I'm about to make the decision of whether or not I'm going to recontract too. And I swear, like a week or two before that, I had made my decision. I was going to recontract. Things were great. I was ignoring the bad stuff. And so, like, in this moment of stress and confusion, and like, I have just missed the last train, and I've got to take like a what $50 taxi ride back home because I'm stupid and I had to change my mind. Sorry if I got loud there. I broke down. I started sobbing. And I mean, good thing it was like the last train because there was like one other person on the platform and they were actually in the little nice, warm, cozy booth thing that's like separate. It's like a little see through room on the platform that I was not in because I was so like heated up from the emotions. And I was just, it wasn't a panic attack, but I was sobbing brokenly. I was so done. And I was like, I'm so done. I'm not gonna stay here. This was not actually the like the actual reason I didn't recontract. And I went on to have honestly a very lovely time in Japan. So this is I guess a bit of a bittersweet story. Um Strangely, I hear a train come up that line that nothing was showing up on, the little digital board thing where it shows the next train. Like nothing was showing up there, but the train appeared and I knew where it was going and it was going back to Maebashi, 3 stations away. So I guess I had just taken it on faith that that billboard would always be right and always be operational. And in fact, maybe this was the last train. But in fact, it was at the very least a train that was going to Maebashi, and I felt confident enough to get on it and be like, okay, I'm going to continue my crying in the seat on the train. And then when I get back to the train station in Maebashi, I'm going to bike home 30 minutes. And it was a really long day. Like, I think all last train stories, they're always long. They're always long days. And that's my story.